As the momentum gathers ahead for the much-anticipated DigiVation Future Summit, DFS 2024, themed Governance, People, Innovation and Future Economy, a virtual pre-summit conversation which focused on pushing the limits of possibilities through innovation and people has been held. Speakers at the pre-summit are in agreement on the need for collaboration between the Nigerian government and the private sectors to fast-track innovative solutions. The conversation comes at a time Nigeria is faced with various challenges and solutions in technological innovations. In the light of the need for a diversified and sustainable economy driven by policy, technology, knowledge and innovation, the pre-summit conversation focused on pushing the limits of possibilities in Nigeria through people and innovations. The head of Business Development and Strategy, DigiVation Network, Mojisola Alabi, led the conversation, highlighting the areas of focus of the summit and the imperatives of innovation.
The bedrock of any civilization, like we all know, is innovation, coming up with new ways of doing things by us, for us, to live better and to do things better and faster. While innovation can be seen as a sword that paves way for a new way of living, people wield it actually. So then innovation and people go hand in hand. You would agree with me, right? And the key here is productivity, effectiveness, and growth, which are crucial to development and which is also at the center of any economy. As we all know, Africa has a strong population growth with 65% youth who are also, most of them, entrepreneurs or C-level executives.
Speaking on innovation as crucial to development and leveraging on humanity to promote innovations, Alberto Osuji, the Program and Service Delivery Lead at ATO's MTN API Exchange Program, expressed his thoughts on how humans are essential in driving innovations.
Yeah, innovation is a great thing. The world revolves around innovation. Because when it starts from the olden days to this moment, what has kept us going is innovation. Some years ago, we cannot be on this kind of call without going to the studio. Today, we can be anywhere we are in the world and have this kind of call. That is innovation. Innovation cannot be complete without human. And that is why the people side of things are very crucial to how we handle innovation. No matter how fantastic the innovation could be, innovation can only be driven by humans.
Simon Melchior, co-founder and chief executive officer at Accessco Software Nigeria Limited, shared his thoughts on the importance of collaboration and what Nigeria needs to do to spur innovation across the nation.
To innovate properly, we actually need to work together, to collaborate, right, and to have a collaborative mindset, and to have very efficient teams to work together to a common goal to achieve innovative results. So innovation is also about making real, putting into reality a design and first a prototype, a minimum viable product, and then to actually execute on that product, to scale it up and to bring it to market or to use in whichever field it is done. So what is key is not just the people, but of course, again, proper processes, project management processes, testing processes, and adherence. So the people adherence to those quite precise processes, human resources, human capital, and financial capital invested in research and development. We don't really have that here. So we have to be more creative, more innovative again, and agile. Yeah, and I would say we need to define a proper PPP framework model of cooperation between universities, faculties, business, government. It is happening. I'm not saying it's not happening, but it requires, let's say, cooperation and collaboration from all of us.
Ashley Emmanuel, co-founder and chief operating officer, Africa, believes that building capacity and skills will help close the gaps in the marketplace. In her views, Nigeria having the highest population of youths in Africa provides a good opportunity for the nation.
So we still have a significant gap between our current talent pool and the types of jobs that kind of the types of talent or kind of capacity, I would say, and skill set that's most in demand globally and also in Nigeria and across Africa as well. So as we all know, we have a lot of raw human capital in Nigeria, which means we have tremendous potential, very large and growing pool of young people. In fact, by I think 2040, about half of the world's working age population will be in Africa. And we know that Nigeria is the largest economy or largest country by population in Africa. So there's going to be quite a bit of the global workforce in Nigeria specifically. However, unfortunately, there's still a gap between the talent in that pool and what employers are demanding. We see a lot of kind of gaps in the talent pool, and I think that just really shows us that we need to invest more in human capital. Nigeria historically, in terms of our national budget, we invest a lower percentage in health and education than most other countries in the world. So I think that's something that needs to be looked at. We need to look at education reform all the way up and down.
Quantifying technological investment in Africa in terms of education and infrastructure was of importance to Ayobami Olajide, a senior associate at Endeavour Nigeria, who represented the managing director and chief executive officer of the company, Ire-Ayo Olatunjoye, who opines that more needs to be done.
Right, if there are no existing infrastructure like fiber optics and all of those kind of stuff, it's not possible for India to be an outsourcing hub. So for Nigeria, and Nigeria has all the indices to actually get that done in terms of the human capital. Like I said, 19.2, in Africa is 25. So, but in terms of core infrastructure around, fiber, internet connectivity, we're still a little rough around the edges in terms of the quality of education even given for young people to be able to engage, engage global markets, engage global employers. You can see that there are a lot of people that to actually make sure that these people actually have the core technical skills and then are workplace ready. In terms of investment, I would say we're not there yet. We need to actually retreat our educational curriculum to be up to date. It's sad that a lot of people go through universities and most of them learn how to code on black and white board.
All the speakers were unanimous on the need for setting policies and guidelines to harness the effectiveness of AI and other innovations in shaping humanity.
I think that the question is not so much the capacity of the tool of artificial intelligence as much as how kind of our capacity is in society to agree on sort of principles around how artificial intelligence should or should not be employed, what guardrails we may need to set up with regards to AI, and then how we're going to kind of work together to create those guardrails. Unfortunately, I think that sometimes it can be a lot easier to just build technology than it is to organize nations and groups of people around a concept and kind of proceed with regulation or governance. But it's something that just has to be done. So I think that that's a global conversation that needs to be ongoing in terms of maybe what guardrails need to be established with regards to artificial intelligence.
AI is a multiplier. AI is a tool that we can use, businesses, organizations, even governments, to actually better the lives of people. It can be used, for great decision making. AI really relies on, so do we actually have enough, do we have the accurate structure around data privacy, data governance, and all those frameworks? And how that can we interoperability between different data sources to actually move the needle?
Mr. Alberto also expressed thoughts on government collaboration with private sectors.
For me, government should collaborate with all stakeholders. It's not enough for NITDA, for NCC, for Ministry of Science and Innovation, Technology, and all other players in the private sector. Everyone needs to come together. And for me, being a policy advocate and an alumnus of the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies Group, I think people should just come together so that we look at it from the holistic perspective, taking in security, taking in the humans, like the comments that have been raised now. We really need to have people. So we really need to have people get into a whole lot of conversation, so that we know that it is not some people sitting somewhere that will come up with these policies. It is a policy drafted for the common good of the Nigerian people and the rest of the world. I believe that will create a robust policy.
DigiVation Future Summit is a multi-sectorial gathering of industry thought leaders to project a diversified and sustainable economy driven by policy, enterprise, skills, technology, knowledge, and innovation.
This is DigiVation Network.